So, you're thinking about UC Berkeley. Awesome. It's one of the most famous universities on the planet, and today we're going to break it all down. Whether you're a student getting ready to apply, a parent trying to figure this all out, or you're just curious, you are in the right place. Let's jump right in. I want to start with just one number, 11.4%. That's the acceptance rate at Berkeley right now. Yeah, it's tough to get into. But what's the real story behind that number? What makes a spot at this public university one of the most sought-after tickets in higher education?
Well, that brings us to the legend of Berkeley. Because we're not just talking about a school here, we're talking about a global powerhouse in education and research, with a reputation that's been built over a century of, well, changing the world.
I mean, check this out. It's pretty much a constant. You look at U.S. News and World Report, you look at Forbes, you look at pretty much any major ranking, and Berkeley is consistently named the #1 public university in the entire world. This isn't some flash-in-the-pan thing. It's who they are. And that ranking is just the tip of the iceberg. Berkeley is ranked the #5 university on the entire planet, public or private. Its graduate programs, in everything from engineering to sociology, are always in the top 5. The faculty, it's packed with Nobel Prize winners. And get this, the school pulls in almost $1 billion a year for research. A big part of that is its historic connection to the Lawrence Berkeley National Lab, which gives students research opportunities you just can't find anywhere else. Simply put, this place is built on discovery.
So, that brings us to the two questions that are probably on your mind right now. How in the world do I get in? And how could I possibly afford it? Let's tackle these two huge hurdles head-on.
Okay, first, getting in. You might find this pretty surprising, but Berkeley is completely test-free. That means they will not look at your SAT or ACT scores even if you send them. So, if test scores are out the window, what on earth are they actually looking for? They use something called a holistic review. It's a fancy term, but what it really means is they're trying to build a community, not just a class full of 4.0s. Of course, your grades and the difficulty of your classes are the foundation. That's super important. But after that, they're digging deeper. They're looking for things like leadership, your character, what drives you. They're asking, how will this person contribute? What will they bring to a classroom discussion or a club? And everything you do outside of class, your job, your art, your volunteer work, it all matters because it paints a picture of who you are as a whole person. All right, now for that second big hurdle, the cost. And let's be real, the sticker price is pretty steep. For a California resident living in a dorm, you're looking at more than $46,000 a year. And for non-residents, that number jumps to over $73,000. That's a huge investment for any family. But don't panic just yet. That sticker price is almost never the real price. In fact, here's a stat that completely changes the game. More than a third of all undergrads at Berkeley pay zero tuition and fees. Let that sink in. For over 33% of the student body, tuition is completely covered. So how is that even possible? Well, Berkeley has a whole bunch of financial aid programs designed to make it affordable. Take the Blue and Gold Opportunity Plan. If you're a California resident and your family makes under $80,000 a year, your tuition is covered. Done. But they also have scholarships for middle-class families, merit-based scholarships, aid for dreamers, and a new plan that covers all tuition and fees for students from federally recognized Native American tribes. The message here is loud and clear. Don't let that big price tag scare you away. If you want personalized help saving $40,000 or more on college costs, check the link in the description to learn about our College Savings Mentor program. Okay, so you've made it in, you've figured out the money. What is life actually like as a Golden Bear? What's the campus vibe? What's the day-to-day feel of being a student at Cal? This right here is Sproul Plaza. It's the absolute heart of the campus, and it really tells you everything you need to know about Berkeley's spirit. This is where the free speech movement kicked off back in the 60s. And that legacy of activism, debate, and engagement is still alive and well today. The whole campus just buzzes with this energy, this drive to ask tough questions and make a difference. And yeah, it is a huge campus, which can feel intimidating, but there are so many ways to find your people. We're talking over 1,400 student clubs, a big Greek life scene, an active student government, and all of these amazing support centers for different communities. The university really works hard to make sure that on this massive campus, you can find your small community and your support system. And don't just take my word for it. This quote from a student in a program called NavCal says it all. They came to Berkeley thinking they had to do it all on their own, but they found a community that changed everything. It's a perfect example of how these support programs help students find their footing and really succeed. All right, let's land this plane.
we need to talk about the payoff. What happens after you graduate? And probably the most important question of all, is Berkeley the right place for you? This number says a lot about how students feel. A staggering 97% of freshmen come back for their sophomore year. That is an elite retention rate, and it's a huge sign that students who go there are happy, supported, and feel like they made the right choice.
And they don't just come back, they graduate. The 6-year graduation rate is an amazing 93%. This shows that the students Berkeley chooses are set up to succeed, and that the university gives them the tools they need to cross that finish line.
So what about after you cross that finish line? Well, the median salary for a recent Berkeley grad is over $80,000. That is a serious return on your investment. A degree from Cal opens doors, especially with Silicon Valley basically in its backyard, but really all over the world.
But is Berkeley for everyone? This is the million-dollar question. The students who really thrive at Cal are independent, they're self-starters, they're super curious, and often they're passionate about changing society. You have to be ready for some serious academic competition and learning how to navigate a big, complex university. And, the Bay Area is expensive, especially housing. But with those challenges come unbelievable opportunities. You're at the doorstep of the tech world, you're in a cultural hub, and you're surrounded by people who are literally inventing the future. It's a place with huge potential, but it definitely asks a lot from you.
So we'll leave you with this one question I'm all over. After hearing all this, can you honestly see yourself thriving in a place that's all about independence, activism, and some of the toughest academics on the planet? Answering that is how you'll know if you've got what it takes to be a Golden Bear. Before you go, check the description for a link to our College Savings Mentor program, where we help families save $40,000 or more on college costs. Hey, thank you so much for watching our explainer on UC Berkeley. Make sure you visit our YouTube page to check out videos on other universities to help you with your college search.